name. Tin Machine is the title of the LP and the name of the group that Bowie assembled to record it. It's a harder, more guitar-driven record than anything else he's done in years. The group will start touring next month, but we dropped in on a rehearsal session in New York on Tuesday to check them out in advance. This is Tin Machine. Tony Sales on bass, Reeves Gabrels on lead guitar, Hunt Sales on drums, and last but certainly not least, David Bowie, who sings. Tin Machine is a garage band with a budget, as one of them puts it. Bowie writes the lyrics and also plays occasional guitar, but this is not your typical David Bowie project, thus the anonymous name.
Now, the reason the name it's Tin Machine is Helen Hayes was already used.
There was absolutely no reasoning behind that whatsoever. It's just that you need a name, so that's a name. It really didn't bother us.
But we did do a fair amount of rationalizing after the fact. If you want
Such
to
as what?
Well, the fact
it sounded like Iron Butterfly, and it was like a puny Iron Butterfly.
Yeah, or it was tin, which is kind of like a
worst kind of metal.
The worst kind of metal available, and machine just implied.
I don't even know these guys.
Switch the channel, watch the police car.
Tin Machine isn't a totally new group. Bowie and the Sales Brothers, sons of Soupy, worked together 12 years ago backing Iggy Pop on his Lust for Life album and on the tour that followed. But it was Reeves Gabrels, an expatriate Boston guitarist whom Bowie met in London last year, who prompted Bowie to bring the Sales Brothers back to form a new band. Bowie's tastes, it seems, have been running toward rather noisy guitar music, especially that of New York underground composer Glenn Branca, who receives a lyrical salute in one of the songs on the Tin Machine album.
The Branca sonic anger trapped behind locked doors and right between the eyes is actually my way of just nodding my head to Branca, who I think is an incredibly talented musician.
Given Bowie's admiration for Branca, it's not surprising that he was knocked out by Reeves Gabrels, an accomplished player who's also a master of monster noise guitar.
It was such fun to work with a guitar player who had the different kind of intelligence in terms of what he wanted to play than some of the other guys I've worked with. We just knew what we didn't want to play. We knew what we wanted to play in terms of just using sound and not using very studio-oriented chord structures. We didn't want it to be quite so formalized.
You just have to assume that all notes are equal.
I think so.
You know.
But what about the songs, you ask? Well, they range in subject from love to such things as drugs, religion, racism, and social decay. But according to Bowie, he had no intention of joining the now fashionable rush to write a so-called political record.
There's not much soapboxing on the album, believe it or not. I mean, they're very fast lyrics, and they were the immediate things that I was thinking of.
We would put down the track, and then we'd go to lunch. We'd come back, and David would have a big sheet of lyrics, and he'd say, "Let me try one." You know, we'd go in and put it down with the melody, and it was great. It was really exciting.
So that's Tin Machine, a band that's mainly concerned with its music, not some trendy message. But is this just a one-shot project for the mercurial Bowie? Maybe not.
I don't know. Personally, I'd like to think we had a future.
Tin Machine will make its debut at the International Rock Awards show in New York City on Wednesday night, where they'll be augmented by the unofficial fifth member you just saw there, Kevin Armstrong, who worked with Bowie on Iggy Pop's Blah 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 album. Tin Machine will mount a modest U.S. tour next month, but specific dates have yet to be announced. We'll keep you posted.